श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी भरनौ रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। In this entire universe, every creature strives to move away from discomfort, pain, and sorrow, and strives for a state of peace and happiness. Is there anyone here who doesn't want it? And over millenniums, human beings have strived, learnt, developed various means by which we can attain that supreme state of fulfillment, peace, and happiness. And many, many practices have been pointed out by great masters who themselves strived and attained, as well as the scriptures that they have left behind. And in the Vedas itself, countless, I would say countless because today there is no one who knows the Vedas completely. Methods are pointed out by which we can master this mind, which is constantly in a state of flux or change, and lead this mind to abide in the infinite peace and bliss. Call it the state of truth, call it the state of God realization, but all of us are striving for this eternal peace, eternal happiness. In the material world, whether it is through the advertisements, to the economic boosts, and all the geopolitical situations, everybody is striving to make this world into a peaceful, happy place. But after every peace conference, and those who are striving for prize for peace create one more piece of this world. So we all want peace, but our life is going to pieces. And therefore, great thinkers and people have strived to attain this peace, and very few who have attained it and spread it, these are called the saints, sages. No one else, nobody in medical science, even psychiatrists have found the mystery to peace. And of all the means that have been pointed out, the one simple means, and when we say simple, immediately you think, that I already know. I mean, we want something difficult. Oh, Swamiji should speak about this new trend of mind fullness. Then somebody says that's become too common. So now it is mind emptiness. Yeah. And finally only you become empty nesters. The simple means of transformation of this mind from even evil to divine, to bring all its scattered energies and dissipated energies to a point of single pointed focus. For that mind which is not even clear about what you should be eating today, Mexican, Chinese or Indian. Yeah. And even if it's Indian, it's North Indian or South Indian. And even though every day you will eat tahir sadam, curd rice or khichdi, still the mind remains confused. Yeah. How to end the confusion of this mind and make it into the most brilliant intellect that can even grasp the knowledge of infinity, the one simple means pointed out is constant repetition of Naam. Now, you know the glory of Naam, no? How do you like your name written on every wall, every brick that you have donated for? Yeah. Naam Mahima, so everybody knows, but only their Naam Mahima. Yeah. But what is Bhagwan's Naam Mahima? What is the greatness of the name of the Lord? And how that name of the Lord not only transforms us, but leads us to that truth, that Lord, that infinite reality who is the very nature of bliss. And the very first and primordial sound, name of the truth, reality is Om. The primordial sound or name, Naam, Shabad is Om. But so vast and infinite is the magnitude of this one word with these 3 syllables that covers the entire universe. And when chanted perfectly with the right length and annotations, can lead one to the Supreme. And therefore requires a lot of preparation, initiation. Initiation means training. But how the beauty of Bhagwan is that the very essence that is Om is in one of the most simplest names that anybody can chant anyhow also, but can lead one to the same truth. Every name of the divine, Shiva, Rama, Govinda, every name is sacred, every name is effective, and yet, of all the names of the Lord, of the truth, the reality, and its effectiveness, everyone has praised this name, and that is Ram. Why? We shall try to reflect on this. So, name of the Lord, name of the truth, and name itself means that which indicates, that which describes, that which takes you, that which leads you, brings you close to the person whom you are trying to meet. That is called as Naam. Now, of all the names, why Ram Naam is glorified the most? And who popularized this name Ram is none other than Lord Shiva. It is said that the original Ramayana was composed by Lord Shiva, and it had 1,000 crore mantras in it. Means 1,000 crores means 10 billion mantras in it. And all the types of intelligent beings, the deity, the danavas and the devatas, all knew from Brahmaji that there is a knowledge that Shivji has, knowing which one attains not only peace, happiness, but even great knowledge and power. So all went to Lord Shiva and said, "You're the father of the universe, and every parent, before you die, don't be afraid of death. It's inevitable. Yeah? Don't just make your will. Best is donate it for a good cause so that your children will not fight with each other." Yeah? But you suffer all your life. Don't do any good. Next life you don't get anything because you didn't give anything back to the world. And that children whom you left for will curse your name because you gave 100,000 more to another child. And they become arch enemies. They went up to Shivji and said, "Shivji, Bhagwan, we heard you've got something called the Ramayana. You give us this Ramayana." So he equally divided them and went on, say, let's start with 1 crore. 1 crore means 100,000. And he gave 33 lakhs to each one of them. Still, 1 lakh was remaining. Therefore, 33,000. Still 1,000 was remaining. Therefore, 330, he gave to them. Still 100 was remaining. So he gave 33 to them. Still 1 shloka was remaining. They said, "Give that also." Because they won't leave anything with the parents. Parents have to give everything to their children. That 1 shloka also you divide. And it being in Anushtup Chanda, just make you a little familiar of things which I know some of you don't know and might find it irrelevant, but it has got 32 letters. Yeah? So, 10 letters, which means they are so precious, from the Ramayana, he gave to all of them. And finally what was left was 2 letters, 2 alphabets. They said, now divide this also. He said, now this cannot be divided. And from Shatakoti shlokas, Shivji said, whatever you might say, you can keep the entire Ramayana, but these 2 letters I keep with myself, and those 2 letters were Ra and Ma. One day Parvati ji says to Shivji that I'm so busy with housework. Yeah. Scriptures point out, luckily she didn't have a mother-in-law. The mother-in-law has told me, do these pujas and left these idols for me and, and all that, like some of you, not the present 2 generations, but, that left this for me. She says, what worship can I do in midst of all my housework? You see, and everybody has got at least Saturday, Sunday off. Mothers don't have. Wives don't have. How can they put up 6,000 pounds? Yeah? They don't have. So she heard from everybody, and something that she, heard, that when you can't do any sadhana, chant the 1,000 names of Bhagwan. Vishnu Sahasranama. Chant the 1,000 names of Bhagwan. And she said, even 1,000 names. I've got 2 of, first of all, I have to look after you because you are busy with everybody else. I have to look after your work also. And then these 2 sons, one is big like an elephant, Gajanan, and the other has got 6 heads, Shadanan, to feed these hungry teenagers. Yeah. You feed them anything, then they still want ice cream. My whole time goes away. Even to chant 1,000 names is difficult. The Shivji smiles and says that you don't have to chant, which means all mothers who work. The simplest means that Shivji is given is just of all the thousands of names, this one Ram, 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 Ram. That way, please understand every sacred name, whoever is your Ishta, whether Shiva, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. But the glory of Ram Nam. And this glory of Ram Nam, he tells her that you just chant Ram in midst of all your activities. And it is not difficult because all of you also know, hey Ram, how easily you say it. So you can say that word very spontaneously and immediately, simplest to say. And the glory of this Ram Nam, sage Valmiki, who in this earthly plane composed the Ramayana, his story is told that he was Ratnakar Daku. Daku means a highway robber or forest robber. And he would plunder people, beat up people, and steal their wealth. People who are on their pilgrimages, it's like a, highway pirate. But see, grace of the Lord. Saptarishis, the saints, were passing from there and seeing them so cheerful, so happy. And he knows from the degrees that the universities give here, that the unit of happiness of everyone cannot be beyond a certain limit. Have you read those research papers? They don't do research in Indian knowledge systems. That's why we had to open our own university, Chinmaya University. Yeah? And still people will give endowments there. What is the secret of infinite happiness? Most people think the more wealth you have, you'll be happy. Then every wealthy person, yeah, and the wealthiest countries, yeah, that can levy maximum tariffs, yeah, would be the happiest country in the world, isn't it? Happiest people in the world. Tell me or not? Yet the peals of laughter that you hear in the slums of Africa and India, you don't hear in those big houses where the children never stay together. Yeah? Both of them have his and her bathroom. If wealth were to give happiness, then every wealthy person would be happy. But we still have this delusion that wealth will give us happiness, and anybody who's happy, who's got that makeup on their face and going, oh, how sweet, how interesting, you know. They're happy people riding their Lamborghinis and, you know, Rolls Royces. It gives us the illusions of happiness. And he thought these saints and sages, they're dressed in just bark clothes, but they look so happy, so they must be having a lot of wealth. Yeah. Misassociated beliefs. He caught hold of them and found that they had nothing on themselves. They were not even carrying a penny with them. No? They were not carrying one paise with them. And that time the paises were not there. No gold, no silver, not even food with them. He said they must have hidden it somewhere. He tried to get it out of them and found that they have none. But he couldn't believe. So he said, give me your wealth, otherwise I'm going to kill you. The wealth that they had, what could this thief know? For which they were smiling away, they were singing away. So since he asked them for that wealth, they said, the wealth we have, we can give you. But the wealth that you are looking for is not the wealth. So he said, give me the wealth, others I'll kill you. So they asked him a question that made him inquire and think. And the day we inquire and think, our life has to change for the better. He asked him that every action has got a reaction, and you are stealing from people, plundering people, maybe even killing people, causing suffering to people. And one day you have to bear the results of it. And the results of wrong and bad actions is sorrow. And sorrow, when you have, is called as hell, whether you believe in after or before. But you will have to go to hell. You have to pay for the consequences of your actions. And there's no escaping it. So he said, why will I suffer? I am the whole day sitting in the forest. I am doing this for my family. When did we last hear that? I am doing this all for my family. I am cheating for my family. I am plundering for my family. I am doing it. And that is true as far as Ratnakar was concerned. He was doing it for his family. So they just said, but all the wrongdoings that you do, for which you have to bear the consequences, will your family be a partner in its consequences also? See, everybody wants to be a partner in profits, no? Even in business, even when you give investments, loans, yeah. In profits you want to, but when there are losses, what do? So he said, why not? People live in delusions. He said, why not? I am doing it for my family. All the loot I take to my family. So he said, ask your family, will anybody take a share of your sins and your suffering? Sukh mein sab sangi bahe, dukh mein bhayo na koi. Yavad vitto parjana sakta, tavan nij parivaro rakta. Paschat jivati jarjar de, vartam kopina prichati ge. As long as one can give wealth even to children, oh, you're great. But when you become disabled, yeah, rarely have anybody time even to inquire whether you exist or not. Yeah? The sad part of life. Therefore, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib says, entire life, we run after wealth, things, name, fame, and people, and even external people and family, etc. Doesn't mean that one doesn't do one duty. But entire life is spent in all that, who finally abandon you, and even this body pampering, this body itself is going to abandon us. Sound sad? But ones who recognize this will never be sad in their life. Yeah? But with whom you have that eternal relationship, taso neha nakina. Yeah? You never built your relationship and love with that eternal lover who denda de le de thak paiye juga jugantar khai khai. Who keeps on giving. Yesterday also I was sitting with some teenagers. They said, Swami, it's not that we don't believe in God, but what is the proof that is God? I said, who's giving you everything? What is the proof that God is love? That even when you say, I'm an atheist, yeah, you're not condemned to hell. You're still given parents who provide for you. Oh, that my parents provide. And where do your parents provide from? The greatest proof is that we go on looting this earth and still we get in plenty. How much oil we have removed. Still we are finding oil. Is it not? The abundance of the giver never ends. We get tired receiving, but he doesn't stop or she doesn't stop giving. No. What greater proof we require when we have no gratitude in our hearts, then only this mighty ego manifests. And then only all our sorrows, loneliness, depression, dejections, hatred, wars take place. Therefore, all the saints and sages have said that having got this human birth and wasted one's time in just temporary things, relationships, jobs, including this body, and not using these precious equipments, these wonderful relationships that we've got in our life to rocket us into greater achievements and greater development and to reach the infinite, then such a person has indeed wasted one's life. So they asked him, Will anyone partake of your sins, your sufferings, your illnesses? He said, why not? He said, why don't you go and find out? He said, very clever, you want to run away. So he tied them to the tree there, and they very willingly stayed there because they knew that this man is going home to find out the truth. And when you find out the truth, you will be transformed. When he went back home, he asked his parents that I am stealing this wealth and bringing for you. Will you go to hell with me? They said, you go to hell? We brought you up, now it is your duty, your responsibility. Yeah. We didn't tell you to go and steal. We just didn't give you any education to give you the right knowledge. Give you education to do the wrong things. But no, we will not. So he went to his children. They have not given him anything yet. They said, you brought us into this world, it is your responsibility. Why should we go to hell with you? You took loans for our education. Now that the loan sharks are after you, you pay. Why should we pay? You took the loan. Haven't you heard this? You take the loans. Shocked he was. So he went to his wife, Ardhangini. Even if they divorce, half is hers anyway. Yeah. And really speaking, half the merits belongs to the wife. So he said, will you take half of my sins? She said, certainly not. That's when he got completely devastated and recognized that there is no one. In reality, his own. And when he came back to these sages, he just fell at their feet and said, I am now directionless, purposeless, rudderless. Yeah? And they told him that one who has nobody has Ram. He said, but I don't know who he is. He said, you just take his name and just call out to him. And just call out to him. He heard that sacred name from the rishis. And since he had no other thing to turn to, he was single-pointed, ananya. Being always using the word mara, mara, mara. He heard something, but did not register it properly. But chanting mara, 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 ram, mara, mara, even chanting it opposite, it became Ram, 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 Ram. And so lost was he in just the ecstasy of chanting the name of Ram that an anthill grew over him and he was not even aware of this body. And that Daku became Valmiki, who gave to the world the very essence of dharma and what perfection a human being can attain with the ideal of Ram. And it is said everywhere, chanting it the other way around. Mara, Mara, Mara. That is the glory of the name of Ram. Even if chanted wrongly, it still becomes right because Ram makes everything right. This is the glory of the name Ram. Then how do we get this name? Not that we have not heard it. And one beautiful story comes of Sant Kabir. Call him fortunate, call him unfortunate, but he was an abandoned child, brought up by a weaver and his wife, who recently converted to Islam. As children say here, you're completely confused, one lifestyle, other lifestyle, right? And trying to find out some meaning to life. He heard of the great saint, it is said commonly, Swami Ramananda. But how would he even approach such a great saint? So he just lay down on the steps of Varanasi, the ghat of Varanasi. And when that great saint, after early morning bath, when it was still, the dawn was still dark, stepped upon someone, instantly from his mouth, what you constantly chant. Yeah? That's why when you drive and somebody cuts, what is constantly in your mind comes. And from his mouth came Ram. Sant Kabir heard that name Ram from that saint's mouth. He considered himself initiated. I remember Gurudev telling, Arey, all names are sacred. Guru is not going to catch one and say, I'm going to initiate you and not you. The greatest initiation is that when you feel that sense of surrender towards a saint or sage, and even from his lips, a mantra, a name touches your heart, that is the most sacred initiation from the heart of the Guru to the disciple. Yeah? It is not some secret power, He just considered that I have got from my Guru Ram Nam, and he lived glorifying the name of Ram. Whether you read his works in the Guru Granth Sahib, whether you read his works in the Bijak, it is full of the glory of the name of Ram. Whether you call Nirgun Ram or Sagun Ram, whether you call the infinite reality as Ram or its manifestation as avatar as Ram, Kabir has spoken about both. And such was his propagation. He said, Ram naam ki loot hai, loot sake to loot. He says, here I am here, just like the gopis of Vrindavan. Hey Krishna, hey Damodar. The gopis, whenever they went to the towns to sell butter and curds, or barter it, they would say, Govind le lo, Gopal le lo, saste me le lo. That this name of Bhagwan is there for everyone, even a child can chant. Yeah? It is given. All you have to do is enrich yourself by gathering as much as possible. To Ram naam ki loot hai, loot sake to loot. One day, a leper came to the house of Sant Kabir. Those days, leprosy had become a pandemic because there were no cure. It was not only a disease that kills you, but completely maims you, makes you deformed, highly infectious through touch, and therefore nobody would touch those people, not even the family people, at that time, because you didn't know, just like COVID, all of you became untouchables. Yeah. Social distancing. Yeah. That's not religion. It's sensible. So this leper from a very far off place heard the glory of Sant Kabir, and people know that their words, their blessings can do miracles. He just came to take the blessings of Sant Kabir, and in his heart his hope was that he would at least be free of his pain, etc. He would be free of this disease. And things work from the mental level. I don't know if the book Journey into Health is there, which was mentioned. A lot can be achieved through the laser of your mind than through radiations. Yeah? So he went there, and Sant Kabir, saints are constantly wandering around. They know that people are not going to come, because from New York, New Jersey is very far. From New Jersey, Long Island is very far. Yeah. There's no demand, But still, there are such wise people. So he went to Sant Kabir, but Kabir was going around spreading the name of the Lord everywhere. Now when he came, Sant Kabir was not there. When the wife opened the door, he rang the bell, of course. So, we are 3D discourses. So he rang the bell. She opened the door and he asked for Sant Kabir. She said, he's gone and I don't know when he returns. Mast Maula hai wo. When will he return? I don't know. So he began to start weeping in distress that I do not know how I can come back again, when come back. I can't stay here because I can't stay anywhere because he's got leprosy. So she said, why have you come? He said, I've come, to get over the suffering of mine. So she said, I know the power of Kabir. He shared it with all of us. It is in the name of Ram. You just chant Ram Nam 3 times. Yeah? Your distress and sorrows will come to an end. And as she advised him, he chanted 3 times and he felt a great amount of relief, cured, whatever it is. I mean, of course, in movies you will see that suddenly the skin overnight, in seconds, But when you know your pains have come to an end, you feel a sense of well-being. Yeah. Your throat no longer itching, your nose is no longer leaking, your coughing has stopped, COVID is gone, right? Yeah. Whatever it is, he felt cured and he was so thrilled that he was going on the street, Kabir Das ki jai, Sant Kabir ki jai, Sant Kabir ki jai. And saints don't like their praises and all that, Yeah. So Sant Kabir said, what is this man going on saying? I don't even know him. From where did he know about me? So he said, hey, idhara. And that way Kabir Das ji, with such beautiful words, can also be very crude. So he said, hey, what are you praising that Kabir for? So he told him the whole story, that he was not there, but his wife gave me Ram Nam. Yeah? And I got cured. I got cured. And he went on, Sant Kabir ki jai, Sant Kabir ki jai. Kabir Das ji comes home and he is furious. Normally people think he had a temper. He was furious. He came back home and his wife opened the door. He would not mince his word. He just started saying things to her. She said, what happened? What did I do wrong? He said, what did you wrong? And he used very strong words, You woman of little faith, you woman of, whatever he said. She was shocked because he never treated women ever badly. But why is he treating me so badly today? What did I do wrong? So she said, what did I do? He said, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? Think for yourself. She said, I did my normal duties. The only different thing was a leper came here who was suffering, and I gave him Ram Nam to chant 3 times and he got cured. Did I do something wrong in that? He said, you person of little faith, did you have to tell him to chant 3 times? Was 1 time not enough? Was 1 time not enough? Many times we chant because let in every breath be his memory. But in Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, even while tripping, even while sneezing, even casually you take even once the name of Bhagwan, once the name of Ram, countless lifetimes karmas are wiped off. But we don't have that faith. That is the power of the name of Bhagwan and of Ram now. Yeah? And therefore Goswami Tulsidas Ji speaks in Sri Ramcharitmanas the glory of Nam. I'll just briefly, and later on some of you may get an opportunity to listen to it. He says, Nirgun Paramatma is present in everybody, yet is Sat, Chit and Ananda, and yet everybody is miserable. So until and unless Bhagwan manifests, our ignorance doesn't go, whether manifests as Guru, manifests as an avatar, our ignorance does not go away. And therefore, greater than Nirgun Brahma is when Bhagwan manifests himself out of love. And then he says that even greater than Bhagwan's manifestation, Brahma Ramate Naam Bada, even greater than Brahma and Ram is the name of Ram. He says form and name both are Bhagwan's upadhis. But a form cannot be recognized without the name. Is it not? You might be Prime Minister of the country or president of some organization, but if nobody knows your name, they may be seeing you, but they don't recognize you. You're just an ordinary person. It is name that reveals to us the glory of Bhagwan also. And like that goes to say, and finally goes to say that I say greater than Ram is the name of the Lord. He says, Rama Bhagat Hit Nar Tanudari Sahi Sankat Kiye Sadhu Sukhari Ram Nama Saprema Bhajat Anayasa Bhakta Hoi Buddha Mangal Basa. He says that Ramchandra ji, from his infinite nature, had to descend upon this world, and his greatness went through all difficulties just to bring happiness to everyone. We have Chinmaya Upavan coming here. Ramchandra ji is coming to this concrete jungle. And all the forest dwellers first were feeling bad that the prince has been exiled to come to the forest by that jealousy, that wickedness of Mantra and Kaikai. Later on they say, blessed are we, that we recognize that Ram left his palace, his father and mother, to come and bless all of us. Now we know why we chose Vanvāsī Rāma. King Ram, you have to have an audience. Vanvāsī Rāma, even the monkeys can come and hug him. But Ramchandraji went through such difficulties to bring happiness to all the people. But effortlessly taking the name of the Lord, the devotees of the Lord become an abode of happiness themselves. Ram ek tapas triyatari. Ramchandraji, that it's easy to condemn someone. However, she made only one mistake, no? However intense that mistake must have been. But Ramchandraji came and blessed Ahilya. Naam koti khalak kumati sudhari. But the name of the Lord has transformed countless crooked, wicked, sinful people. Ramchandraji killed some of these Rakshasas. Name destroys all the evil within us. And he goes to explain all this. And therefore he says, Brahma Ram te naam bada. That name of the Lord is supreme. That Shivji keeps dear to his heart and gives to his beloved Parvati. Remembering which Prahlad and Dhruv, children, became so mighty and great. Which means pure-minded people attain the supreme. The wicked become saints. Even the sinful Ajamil, just accidentally at the time of death, calls out to his son, Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. And Bhagwan saves that absolutely fallen person. Somebody asked Bhagwan, he called his son Narayan. Bhagwan said, when you're walking and somebody calls out to you, hey Tommy. He may be calling some other Tommy, but you turn around, right? He may not know it's my name, but I know my name. Bhagwan is just waiting to be called. So let us just call the name of Ram every moment. Every name is sacred, so whichever name you say. But if none, then at least Ram, Ram, Ram. Just take this. There's not even that you have to do any formal kind of meditation. You just keep chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. Khate bhi Ram kaho, peete bhi Ram kaho. Chalte bhi Ram kaho, बैठते भी राम कहो, सोते भी राम कहो, राम राम राम, सोते भी राम कहो, राम राम ram. The songs we teach to our children, please send them to Bal Vihar. हंसते भी राम कहो, रोते भी राम कहो, खेलते भी राम कहो, राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, राम राम राम, राम राम राम, राम राम राम. Let's sing like children do it. Bolo Ram 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 Ram. Bolo Ram 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 Ram. Bolo Ram 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 Ram. Bolo Ram 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 Ram. Bolo Ram 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 Ram. And constantly chanting the name of Ram, Hanumanji became the very embodiment of the name of Ram. Therefore, Pavanatanaya Sankata Harana Mangala Murati Rupa Ram Lakhan Sita Sahita Hridaya Basau Surabhu Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki jai. Right, that's the way to say. Bolo Shri Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki jai, Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Swamiji, for that wonderful talk. I'm sure we're all going to have a better understanding and deeper understanding of chanting the name of Lord Rama. I'm going to turn it over to Jatanji now, but before I do that, I would like to just point out our Bal Vihar children in the back who are running a book stall. They have a lot of the publications that are popular with our families. I hope we have our bhajan book. As Swamiji said, the bhajans are all in there. We also have some of Swamiji's new books, Meditation, The Awakening, and Gopika Geet. So those are all available in the back. And I'd also like to just encourage everyone to please do look at Chinmaya New York for all the offerings that Chinmaya Mission New York has, our Vedanta classes, our Bal Vihars, and all of the other functions that we put together. So I will have Jatanji explain to you the breadth of the New York Chinmaya Mission offerings.
Pujya Swami Swaroopananda ji, Brahmacharini Shubhani ji, Board of Directors, Sevaks, and invited guests. For us, this is a very exciting time. Our dream of having a Chinmaya Mission Center in New York is being fulfilled. Its name is Upavan, Institute of Vedantic Studies. We bought this land at 129 Woodbury Road in Woodbury approximately 10 years ago. It took us 7 or 8 years to get all the permits. Our estimate was to finish the construction this summer. However,